everyone, this is Sandy Reese with the Stamping Crew. How are you today? Hope everybody's ready for another video tutorial. We have a fun, super simple stamping project. We're going to actually do two cards. We're going to use the Hills of Tuscany stamp set. This is a scene building stamp set, but it also has 4 different sentiments in it. So we're going to have a little fun just stamping. No die cutting today, we're just gonna stamp. Okay, I'm starting off with I'm gonna make a real simple card using a 4 1/4 by 4 1/4 card. So it's really 8 1/2 by 4 1/4. Then we fold that in half. So we're just gonna stamp the simplest little card, quickest ever. I'm using some garden green. I'm using this big hill stamp. And we're going to just stamp a hill right here in garden green. And then we're going to take a little bit of Cajun Craze and we're going to stamp a house or a villa. We're going to stamp that right at the top of our hill. And I like to have, with this one, I'm using my light Cajun Craze blend. It's actually, I don't really even think I need it. I'm not even going to do anything because that's kind of like it overlaps. So my house is not up in the air, but it almost looks like it's some bushes and landscaping around there. All right, now for my house, my roof, I'm going to use Blackberry Bliss. And I am going to stamp my roof, hopefully, right on top of my house. Now, if for some reason it's floating, which sometimes it is, see how that's floating over here a little bit? That's where we bring in our Cajun Craze marker and just add a little bit of color right below the roof so it doesn't look like it's floating. And now it just looks like that's the edge of the roof. Love it. Love it, love it. So easy to do, and you don't have to be perfect. And then let's just stamp some trees. We're gonna let's use just these 3 trees. We've got a set of 3 and a set of 5, and my shaded spruce pad is downstairs in my goodies for class tonight. So I'm gonna use my mini one. So we have some trees right there, and we're going to stamp a sun. Let's grab our Daffodil Delight. We're going to stamp a sun, kind of maybe right there. And then we're just going to stamp a sentiment. I'm going to use Blackberry. And we're just going to stamp a quick hello right here. And that is it. That is all we're going to do. I'm not embellishing. That is just the sweetest little card. I love that. Okay, that is number 1. Now we're going to use one of our note cards with our note cards and envelopes. And we're going to do just a little more detail. Similar card, but a little more detail. Okay. I'm actually using kind of the wrong side of my paper. The other side of my paper I've used already, but I need the grid. So this is one where we're going to need our grid paper. So let me just tape this down so I hold it in place. Okay, even though it's a little messy, ignore that because we're going to mask off. So I have some of this. This is Post-it tape, Post-it note tape. Okay, and what I want to do is mask off my edges. Oh, I've got a little blue in there. That's okay. So I'm going to line this up on a grid line, and I'm going to mask off my 4 sides. And this is 1-inch tape, which is what I love about it. So what I can do is put it at 2 squares down right on that grid line, and I've masked off a 1/2 inch, and I'm going to do that on all 4 sides. So I just have to look at my grid line and get that masked. I don't need it quite as long here, but this makes very easy for getting a nice even border. Okay, so we've masked it off, so when we take our mask off, we're going to have a nice white border all the way around. All right, so we're going to do almost the same thing. We're just going to add a little bit more. So we're going to start off with our hills in garden green. So I want this first hill to kind of come on to my masking paper a little bit, but I got to give it a good push right near the edges so it goes down well. And then I have this smaller hill that we're going to stamp right up here a little bit higher. So we have this blank area, which is okay. So I'm going to take my small hill and flip it upside down and then fill that in. And if I have a little extra area, we'll just cover that up. That's okay. That looks good. All right. Now let's stamp our villa again. We're using our same color scheme, just like that. All right, let's get our house. Our roof in Blackberry Bliss. Let's see if I can do it without my roof floating. Pretty close. There's a teeny white line that I don't even think I'm going to mess with. Okay, I'm going to use that in a minute. All right, next I'm going to use some Tahitian Tide, and we're going to do our sky in Tahitian Tide. So I'm just going to, this isn't a super juicy pad, so my color will be bold, but not too crazy. Okay. Before I do that, I think I'm going to take a little piece of tape, a couple little pieces of Post-it note, and cover up my windows so they don't turn blue. Okay. Let's just put that right in the middle. Give it a good push on the edges. Okay. That looks good. I'm going to stamp a sky. I've got lots of stamps for this one. We're going to do kind of a yellow sun up there. And now we need trees. Okay, where are trees? We need some shaded spruce. Okay, we're going to do both the 5 trees. We're going to do those over here. And then we've got this group of 3 trees. We're going to put these up here. So we may only get 2 of those. One is on the mask. That's okay. All right, I'm going to fill in. We've got a little bit of white there in the sky area. So let's grab our Tahitian Tide. We're going to just take our blending brush. I don't want it super dark. And we're just going to add just a little bit more blue. Just kind of right in there in the corner, right in the sky. Just a little more. Okay. All right, now it's time for the reveal. I always love the reveal. Okay, let's get this outside one done, taken off first. And you can reuse these masks, or these pieces of Post-it tape. So I'm going to set these aside. I can reuse these for some more cards. Doesn't that look great? Just like a picture frame. Oh my gosh, I love it. Look how nice that looks. It just looks like it's a printed card almost. Okay, Now, so people don't think this is a printed card, I'm going to just pop up my sentiment. So I'm going to use the Blackberry Bliss, and I'm doing on this one, You're in My Thoughts. This is a good all-purpose one. Let's just see if we can get this relatively centered. Not perfect. Let's try it one more time, see if we can get a little better. On there, that looks a little bit better. Okay, my fingers are super inky. Okay, I am just going to do, you could flag it, you could do it straight. I'm going to do it at an angle for this one. Let's put a couple of dimensionals on here, and then we're going to pop this up. I'm going to just do this. I think we'll just put it down here. I don't want to cover up too much of my pretty image, and I have got some ink on my label, on my sentiment right there, for my inky fingers. Oh, I think I'm going to make it worse. Okay, I'm just going to stop. Then if you want to, you could add some embellishments in this guy. I've got these iridescent dots. These were from the kind of the holiday catalog, but they are a carryover item, which is why I still have them in my current merchandise. Because I think we can still buy these. They're carryover, but we should be able to buy them. I'm just going to do a couple little blue ones kind of up in the sky. Just for fun. I don't know. They don't really need it. You know what? I'm going to take them off. It doesn't need it. It's so gorgeous as it is. So you can go from super simple and then step it up a notch. If you want to put a bow on there, you can, but I think sometimes it's really fun just to do some nice flat stamping. You don't even have to put a sentiment on there if you don't want to. You could just leave it off, and you could put You're in My Thoughts on the inside along with my blue fingerprint. You know? So I hope you guys enjoyed today's card. Just something a little different. A little bit different, but I love it. Okay? Thanks, everybody. Don't forget, if you put in an order for $50, that you'll get a free embellishment from me in the mail. Hills of Tuscany. This is in the mini catalog, which is going to be retiring at the end of April. So if you love this set, make sure to get this. And I will see you all next time. Bye-bye.